Hello there.
This is where the fun begins.
Recently, an actress from the upcoming Star Wars Disney Plus show, Ahsoka, teased her upcoming mission involving Ezra Bridger for the show. That's exactly what we're going to be discussing in today's video. Let's go ahead and hop right on into it. Even after Iman Estefani was reported to be cast as the young Jedi in Rosario Dawson's upcoming show, Ahsoka, Disney avoided confirming how the character would be showing up. It wasn't until its first teaser trailer that Ezra could actually be seen. And so, although it was briefly and also in a hologram, he was being viewed by Sabine Wren. And so, as for what he'll be up to in the show, that remains a mystery. Odds are it will likely be directly related to whatever Lars Mikkelsen's Thrawn is up to. While recently speaking on Entertainment Weekly's Dagobah Dispatch podcast, Ahsoka star Natasha Liu Bordizzo, who's going to be playing Sabine Wren, spoke about her character's Ezra Bridger focused mission. This isn't necessarily something I thought about all that much, but yeah, this is going to be a main focus of what really the Ahsoka show is about, but really specifically mainly of what Sabine Wren will be up to with this overall show. We know that Ahsoka, of course, will be tagging along, but I feel like that this overall mission is going to be more centered around Sabine Wren more than we initially thought or are expecting for it to really be. Natasha Liu Bordizzo recently also noted that how since Star Wars Rebels, Sabine has really only been thinking about the obligation that she has towards her friend, a mission audiences will likely see play out this coming August for the Ahsoka show, saying that in full quote from Natasha Bordizzo, quote, "She's been through a lot and she's still a stubborn cookie, but I think that you find her at the end of Rebels, she was a huge part of the liberation of Lothal, and many regard her as this hero, but she still does not feel that way about herself. She's only thinking about the obligation that she has towards her friend, so she's got that mission in mind, not her hero status, and she's got a huge journey to go on with Ahsoka, so we find her at the start of that," ending that quote right there. It is very interesting, I think, to a point to hear these actresses and actors talk about these characters, the Ghost Crew specifically. We recently discussed this here on the channel with Hera Syndulla's actress, Mary Elizabeth Winston, discussing a little bit about what's the difference between the Star Wars Rebels version versus the more kind of mature or older version of these characters that are after the events of the Galactic Civil War and the original trilogy. And so to hear this about Sabine Wren a little bit about she just kind of is continuing on that path, like she isn't really changed all that much. She's still very stubborn to a point, which is just kind of her being her. It's a part of one of her character flaws overall, but it doesn't feel like that her mission has really come to a close, that her journey is still kind of continuing on and still going. There might be a little bit of a breaking point between the events of Star Wars Rebels, the original trilogy, and where the Mandoverse is taking place, specifically with the Ahsoka show, but other than that, it's really just one continuous flow, as from what it sounds like, with Sabine and her overall character. Now, recently, as I had mentioned, comparing that with Hera Syndulla and her character, she's definitely grown a lot more. She's been through some changes that we see at the end of Star Wars Rebels. She's been through the Galactic Civil War that we see during the original trilogy, and we're seeing that how that plays out and how that changes her character by the time that we see her in the Mandoverse with the Ahsoka show. And so also, while recently speaking with ScreenRant.com at Star Wars Celebration earlier this year, the actress teased that Sabine has been through a lot and that her journey of her character goes on to will be even deeper than the one that she went on in Star Wars Rebels overall. I also think that that's kind of easy to do to a point where you already have this pre-established character and you're really just taking that character, you're continuing on their story. This is also something that was noted recently by Mary Elizabeth Winston, who's playing Hera Syndulla in the Ahsoka show. Also to hear that this is going to be more connective on a spiritual level to a point, and that we're going to dive even deeper on into those kind of just thoughts overall of this character is something I'm definitely looking forward to. Now let's take a read here, saying that in full quote from the Sabine actress Natasha Liu Bordizzo, as she says in quote, "She's been through a lot, and I think that with this series, she really needs to face herself. She needs to face her own demons. She needs to face her internal struggles in order to get to the place that she needs to go to. So she's changed a lot, and I think that the journey that people are going to see is even deeper than the journey that she was on in Rebels." Ending the quote right there. This almost in a way kind of confirms a common fan theory that I've talked about in and out here on the channel. Into the regards, I think that Sabine Wren really kind of blames herself for the fall of the Mandalorians. Mandalorians. Now, I think that given this is going to be a topic discussed and seen a little bit in the Ahsoka show, I think that it may come full circle, actually, and we may actually see Sabine Wren kind of, after they find Ezra Bridger, actually have her go off and join the rest of the Mandalorians over on Mandalore. However, anyway, my theory goes is that I think that Sabine really blames herself for the fall of Mandalore and the Mandalorians, the Night of 1,000 Tears, because she was the one that gave the Darksaber to Bo-Katan Kryze just kind of willingly, and that because of that, that was kind of the cause, and that Bo-Katan to a point is always blamed for the fall of the Mandalorians and the Night of 1,000 Tears because she didn't properly earn the Darksaber that way, and that she wasn't necessarily properly like equipped to be the leader of the Mandalorians in a way. Now, there's that, and then I also think that Sabine Wren is going to heavily blame herself for the death of Kanan, I think, to a point, but then also for Ezra Bridger going missing. So really, with that, all the downfalls that we see surrounding this character and like the Ghost Crew and the rest of the Mandalorians, I think that Sabine is going to have a burden on herself. She's going to be blaming herself for that. She's going to have to dig deep and overcome those internal struggles, and that's something I'm really looking forward to seeing with the Ahsoka show. The overall involvement of both Ezra Bridger and Thrawn makes it clear to audiences that Ahsoka will be a direct continuation of the plot threads left dangling after Star Wars Rebels finish its run, which may excite many fans, of course. This isn't news necessarily. We've heard this plenty of times that Ahsoka in a way is acting as a continuation, a season 5 of Star Wars Rebels. Even Dave Filoni said this himself recently a couple of weeks back. Previous rumors indicated that Ezra and Thrawn could lead Sabine and Ahsoka to explore an internally new era of the galaxy, a new area as well. Something that's known as the New Beyond. The trailer also confirmed that Hera Syndulla would be joining the fun, with Mary Elizabeth Winston bringing her character to life. It turns out that this older iteration of the hero will be something of a legend in her own right amongst the rebels. And so, as we know, Hera did serve in the Galactic Civil War with the Rebellion during the events of the original trilogy, so maybe fingers crossed for some, I guess, flashbacks or something like that. I think could be really cool to see. But with that all being said, what are the odds that Zeb will be tagging along at some point? We did see him in The Mandalorian Season 3, and one would think that Lucasfilm, Dave Filoni, would give him a brief cameo in The Mandalorian for some type of reason, and that it wasn't all just for fun. They're setting things up for the Ahsoka show. We're here for it. We're talking all about it and all types of other Star Wars related news, leaks, rumors, theories, and breakdowns that we like to talk about here on the channel. So if you guys are into any of that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button today. Guys, let me know all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. I would love to hear what you guys all think. What do you guys want to see with Sabine in the Ahsoka show? I really do think that she's going to be a more primary character than we are really expecting to see here. She's going to be more of a secondary character than we're really making it out to be, and I can't wait to see it. I would love to hear what you guys all think in the comment section down below, and until next time, I'll catch you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching today's video. Of course, this has been Unofficial Star Wars. Have a great one, guys. May the Force be with you as always. Peace out.